Hi class, I also received the question on number 20 on the practice exam 1. So this is number 20 I have from my end. So you probably have a different number again. So this is about cash flow question. This is quite hard actually. It's not an easy question. And this is you will learn about more of this when you get to 320B, 3200B, the intermediate accounting, the second part. In that class, you're going to learn more about cash flows. So if you know how to do this already, then you'll be fine in the next class. So let's take a look at what it says. It's giving you information, a bunch of information. It gives you sales and purchases for the entire year. And then there is beginning inventory, AR, AP balances, and ending balances of all of the same accounts. So what I did was, for me, this is easy for me. I just make a summary because it's hard for me to just read like that. So what I did was, I summarized it on this question. Basically, this is the information I got. It has sales, purchases, and it gave me 3 account balances of beginning and ending. So again, I like to do this in formula. I hope you do too. But here's how it works. So, okay, let me just give you the answer. This is the answer, the way our book tells you. There are 2 calculations. One is coming from cash collection. Another one is cash disbursement, meaning how much we paid. So when you add them together, meaning this is how much we receive from my customer and this is how much I pay to my suppliers. So overall, the net cash change was 81,000 in this year. This is the answer. And the way this writer of this problem explained it was, from the sales, they just added decrease in AR, meaning 3,700, the difference between beginning and ending balance of AR, was it added, and then they called it collection. And purchases minus the difference in accounts payable balance was subtracted, and they called it cash disbursement. So I again want to further develop this and explain to you why that is, so that it is easier for you. Hopefully it will be easier for you. So the way I do it is, I try to think it in big picture. So how do I know how much came from my customer? So the way it works is, in any kind of environment is, if you have a beginning AR right here, if you have a beginning accounts receivable, that means there are these customers who did not pay me, and it's sitting on my accounts receivable journal. And then this year I made more sales. So from there, if my customer gave me cash, if I take that out from the total AR plus my total sales of this year, then I should have an ending AR, right? So this is a good true formula. So using that formula, I'm going to just plug in the number. So I have AR beginning and ending balance right there. They gave it to us. So I'm going to just plug that in. The beginning AR is 18.8. Ending AR is 15.5. I'm sorry, 15,100. And then sales, I know because they gave it to me. On top, they gave it to me as 165,000. So I have everything except for this one. I don't know how much came from my customer. So that would be X or question mark. So I write it in this way, and then I'm going to just solve for question mark or X. So again, I'm going to isolate that question mark or X to one side. So I'm going to bring question mark to the right hand side. Since this X or question mark had negative sign, when I bring it to right hand side, it's going to become positive. And this number 15.1, when it goes to the left hand side of the equation, it's going to become negative. So basically, if I rewrite this formula, it's going to be like this. So cash came in from my customer should equal to 18.8 plus 165 minus 15.1. If I do that, I get 168,700. So that's cash coming from my customer. What about cash I pay to my supplier? Well, you have a AP, accounts payable balance, beginning and ending. So if I know beginning accounts payable, and then if I know how much more purchases I made, then from there, if I take out how much I paid to my suppliers, then it should equal to accounts payable ending balance, right? I owe somebody, my supplier, in the beginning so much. And then I made more purchases. So I have to make payments for all that. But I did not pay everything up. I pay certain amount. That's the amount that I don't know. I'm trying to find that amount. So if I take that amount out from all these amounts I owe to my supplier, then it should equal to ending accounts payable balance. So again, I'm going to just plug in the numbers. So since they gave us AP balances here, so 11.1, it goes in the beginning, 13.4 goes to the ending balance. Purchases I made, they gave it to us, 90,000, so I plug it in. Only thing I don't know is I don't know how much I paid to my supplier. So that's my X. So again, I'm going to isolate X to the right hand side this time so that my X will become positive. Because right now here, you see that question mark is next to negative sign. So I'm going to make that positive sign, bring it to the right hand side, make it positive, rewrite the whole thing. 13.4 is going to the other side, so it's going to become negative. So when you rewrite it, this is what you need to find out, and you do the calculation, right? You do the calculation, then this is how much you get, 87.7. So overall, you have 168,700 coming in from my customer, and I paid my suppliers 87,700. Overall, net cash change, increase or decrease, was positive 81,000. And that is the reason why you have this answer. Okay, for those of you who like to further really understand why this answer is this correct answer, let's think about this. Why is that if we add decrease in AR, if we add that amount to my sales, why is it equal to cash collection? So when you think about AR, isn't AR that amount that my customers owe to me? They need to pay my money, right? Basically. So when the AR balance goes down, what does that mean to you? It means my customers pay me. So it used to be higher balance, but now it's lower balance. That's what it means to say decrease in AR, right? So why did it go down? Because my customer paid me. So that is why if you simplify the whole formula I did, you could also do it this way. When there's a decrease in AR, it is true that my AR has been reduced, so it is true that I must have received more cash from my customers. So that's why we could add that balance difference to the sales amount, and then we could get a total cash collection from customers. How about here? How about accounts payable? When we think about AP, what does it mean to say we have an AP balance? AP balance shows how much I owe to my supplier. So if my AP balance goes up, increase in AP, what does that mean? That means I did not pay to my suppliers, right? I owe them even more money than the beginning of the year. So that means I must have not paid them as much than I have previously. So that's why we are decreasing from purchases. Because I did not pay as much as I have done previous period. So from the purchase amount, if I decrease that amount, then we could say that that's the amount we actually pay to my suppliers. So it's kind of confusing, true. But that's one way to reason it out. Or if that confuses you, you could also do it this way. Use the formula. And if your instructor allows you to bring a note, you could also make a note. Make a simple note so that you could do this really quickly.